you're in the section where I'm foreshadowing week 6 of this course. And I'm going to get into screen sharing right away with this and kind of go over this. This is the Foreshadowing Week 6 icon that you probably clicked because you're watching this video. And I want to kind of go over all the things that we're going to do getting ready for your research paper. Make sure that you're on board with this, okay? By the way, if you're watching this with a YouTube link, there's always on the bottom right-hand corner an icon to expand it so you can see the video in a full page. It gets bigger that way so you can read the words. You can see, for instance, I've got my cursor here. I would like you to do a reflection on what skeptics might have for counter arguments for your thesis. And this can really help you develop some substance for your research paper, as much as a page or two. And if you're having problems coming up with a 6-page paper, this is a really good exercise to do. I really want you to work hard on your conclusion. Even if you're not finished with a paper yet, write a draft of the conclusion. The conclusion is the last thing that the teacher reads before giving you a grade. So it's important that it sounds good, okay? And that can be as substantial as a whole half page, maybe even longer. Again, the students who have trouble coming up with 6 pages oftentimes will only have like a 4 or 5 sentence conclusion. You want it to read almost like a mini essay that would stand on its own without the rest of the paper. That's how good it should be. You're going to work on a works cited page. This is very important. A lot of students lose points on the rubric because their works cited page is not constructed properly. Again, the people at the Writing Center will be able to help you with that if you're having any trouble. There's an entire exercise for how to come up with 6 or more pages if you were struggling with that. And don't forget, the Writing Center people can actually help you brainstorm and expand a paper that's maybe only 4 or 5 pages long, and you're thinking, oh, I've just got to pad this with extra fluff to make this 6 pages. And I don't approach it that way ever. I really think that the best feedback I can give a student is not that this paper is too short, but it's not substantial enough. It doesn't really support your thesis yet. That's what the whole point of writing the paper. You'll probably still have some questions about the research paper. I've got a really nicely constructed frequently asked questions section for you to read through, and then a research paper exam, which actually is designed to help you write the research paper. It's not just a grading mechanism. If you get something wrong on this exam, it will really help you, okay? Down towards the bottom of the week, how to earn a significant extension of your research paper due date. This is so important for those of you who have been resisting working with the Writing Center team teachers. This might be the point where you go, okay, I surrender. I will work with the Writing Center. I must work with the Writing Center to get my research paper finished on time, but more than on time, or the extra time that you have to work on it, it's that peer feedback that's going to really help you. The people at the Writing Center are so friendly, so supportive, so helpful. We really are a full team of teachers, and we want you to succeed. That said, I know there's going to be a few stubborn students who want to get the paper in without working with the Writing Center by the originally published due date, and that's fine with me. Some of you are such strong writers, you won't need the Writing Center, but that's pretty rare. In fact, what I find is that the very strongest writers love to work with the Writing Center because that really helps them validate that the writing is good. And not only that, sometimes those students end up graduating beyond my class and working at the Writing Center. It becomes such a positive experience. In fact, out of 12 team teachers at the Writing Center right now, I think 7 of them are former students of mine who I originally introduced to the Writing Center through this class. So who knows, maybe you're one of those students. As we get toward the end here, learning how to paraphrase correctly, and whether you use a direct quote or a paraphrase, those are the nuances that make the difference between a B+ paper and an A paper. If you're working toward earning an A in this course, I highly recommend that you focus in on these exercises about paraphrasing, The sample research paper, a really good idea to read this before you finish yours and do this exercise. It doesn't make any sense to do this exercise after you submit your paper to me to read. So I would encourage you to do that. And then as we get to week 8 is the last week of the semester. And there's a few exercises for you to do then, mostly involved with getting your portfolio together. You know, this is such an important part of your college curriculum, getting ready to write research papers in courses beyond the English department. So don't approach this as, I just want to get this class over with. Really try to embrace the learning and enjoy the learning, and know that you are becoming a strong writer by doing all of this. And it's really going to help you throughout the rest of your college career, and probably beyond the college environment too. You'd be surprised at how much writing similar to this you'll be doing out in the real world.